My name is Dr. Cosette Jamieson. I'm a nephrologist. I've been practicing in Washington, D.C. for over 20 years. Most of my patients have high blood pressure and diabetes because these are two of the diseases that impact the kidneys. I found that with medications, as well as altering their diet, I can impact in a positive way their disease state. We can slow the progression of chronic kidney disease if we can eat less salt and if we can manage carbohydrate intake and eat less sugar. I developed some cooking classes that meet about once every other month or so, where patients come together and we talk about how they can eat healthier and cook with less salt and less sugar. In our last cooking class, one of my patients mentioned to me one of the difficulties that she has, and I'm going to let her tell you about it.
My name is Tanya Dantzler.
What brought you to the cooking class?
Well, I came to the cooking class because I'm in the process of getting on a transplant list, and I wanted to learn how to lose weight and also how to make sure I get enough protein.
Okay. What caused your chronic kidney disease, Ms. Dantzler?
Hypertension.
And so you had that for many years before?
Yes.
Okay.
Since 2002.
All right.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges you face in terms of your diet?
Making sure I get enough protein, cutting out processed sugar, making sure that I don't get a lot of sodium because processed food has a lot of sodium.
Okay.
So I find that when I cook real food, then I will not eat a lot of food that has a lot of sodium.
Okay. Well, today in our cooking class, we hope to go over some foods that are going to help you to get adequate protein, as well as to have a complete meal that is going to help you to live better. So now I'd like to introduce you to Njeri Jarvis. Njeri is a dietitian who works with me in our cooking class.
It's been very fun.
Okay.
It has been a lot of work.
Yes.
But super fun.
So let's talk a little bit about the food that we made in our class this week.
Okay.
So I made some salmon. Originally I learned to cook it in the oven, but when I use salmon that's wild caught, which is what I enjoy, it becomes too dry. So I fried, or saute I should say, it lightly in olive oil, and then we have a Asian inspired sauce that goes with it. Tell us what the benefits of salmon are.
Wow, so the salmon that you prepared the other night was delicious, and that pan searing was perfect. So yeah, the getting dry is an issue. It was nice and moist, and the salmon is really important for us because it has those really good quality omega-3 fatty acids that a lot of times we are missing in our diet. And these are some of those essential fats that you can't get any other way except by ingesting it. So our bodies can't make it. So you have to ingest it. If you don't ingest it, you could end up with a deficiency. And those deficiencies can even cause some of the fat-soluble vitamins to not be able to be absorbed as well, vitamin A, E, and D. So having this salmon, something as simple as 3 to 4 ounces, which is what we pretty much serve, will give you anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams of essential fatty acids, and a really great therapeutic dose to kind of get you started and to get your levels up there is about 3,000 milligrams. So you see, just having that serving with that dinner.
Halfway there already.
We were halfway there.
Great. So we added ginger and garlic to our sauce. And tell us quickly the benefits of garlic. We all know it helps to lower blood pressure.
So the other benefits, garlic and ginger are the go-to culinary herb spices to use. Number one, they're pretty inexpensive. They're readily available everywhere. And the garlic is a really great blood pressure reducer. Both of them help to bring down inflammation, as do the fish oil. So combining that with your fish was great. So the garlic, in addition to bringing blood pressure down, if it's consumed raw, it can actually act as an antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal. So it's really great.
All right. Okay, so the other thing that we fixed was cauliflower, a whole roasted cauliflower. Just simply basted with some olive oil, and you can add a dressing with olive oil and garlic, raw garlic that you talked about, which will give us the antimicrobial benefits and antibacterial benefits. And then very little salt, because you're adding some acid vinegar to the dressing. And the final part of the meal would be some portobello mushrooms. Now, I'm adding this because I feel that this will give the meal a little bit of substance and great fiber. What are some of the benefits of, let's back up a little bit on the cauliflower because I skipped over that so quickly. Tell us some benefits of cauliflower.
So the cauliflower is great, and I'm so glad that we included that in the meal. And the cauliflower, number one, it's renal friendly. It's not really high in potassium, so our patients can eat it regularly. But it's one of those cruciferous vegetables. It's pretty inexpensive. It lasts pretty long. And then the nice thing is it has all those sulfur-rich components that actually help the liver detoxify itself. And those are the things that we want to get on a daily basis. Ideally, we want to have as much cauliflower as possible, and then coupling it with these spices that you just described was really phenomenal because it gets the inflammation down.
Now, one of the things I want to remind our patients about is that cauliflower is a great substitute for rice.
Yes.
It's for the carbohydrate, but it also gives us how many grams of protein?
A small amount of protein, but if you couple it with a dressing, you could even do like a tahini type of dressing or a nut-based dressing and keep the portion sizes under 2 tablespoons.
So you can get more protein.
And you can get a little more protein that way, or even a little bit of sprinkled pine nuts under a 4th cup. And you're still within the phosphorus potassium guidelines, but still getting that protein.
All right. So, and then finally now the portobello mushrooms. We get great fiber from that.
Yes.
Low in carbohydrates, low in fat.
And mushrooms are one of those tricky foods that it's somewhat like a plant, somewhat like an animal. So you get some protein, but then, like you said, you get the calories, but you don't get all of the sugar. So same with the cauliflower. So coupling that with this whole dish brings up our fiber content, which is very important for maintaining really consistent, slow-moving blood sugars into the bloodstream. And the combination of them, I think, is fantastic. So kudos to you for putting this meal together.
I think we're going to enjoy this. Let's go make some food.